Man, gets me every time. Hi, I'm Joe from BookBaby, and I'm here to talk to you about romance tropes. If you're writing a romance novel, you understand the significance of delivering the moment. You know what I'm talking about. It's what everybody's been waiting for since the first page. It's when suddenly everything makes sense. Two characters share an experience that brings their universe into balance. This moment is a romance trope, a plot device utilized in the romance genre that solidifies how and when a love story begins. No matter the author or the subgenre, there is no escaping the inevitability of romance tropes. After all, writers have been creatively utilizing them in stories for as long as the romance genre has been published. And yet, they still pack a literary punch that feels entirely refreshing and new. As a romance writer, if your book is to succeed, you absolutely must deliver a compelling romance trope. Every novel has that aha moment that makes readers realize that all that pent-up frustration has been worth it. So, let's take a deep dive into the wonderful world of romance tropes to study how the best authors use them and how you can incorporate satisfying romantic tropes in your writing. Here are the top 5 romance tropes that readers love. Yeah, enemies to lovers. I couldn't resist. After all, there is nothing quite like experiencing the roller coaster of emotion and tension between two protagonists and the satisfaction that comes when they recognize their true feelings under layers of angst. Enemies to lovers novels demonstrate the delicate balance that holds human emotions together, particularly when it comes to love and hate. Sometimes there's nothing you want more than what you cannot have. With that, I present to you the appeal of forbidden love stories. These novels pose the question, can love conquer all things? Tragedy is often a crucial theme of forbidden love stories. Obviously, the many insurmountable obstacles preventing two lovers from being together present a devastating scenario. The forbidden love trope serves as a reminder that sometimes love can be brutal. Next up, you have childhood friends. Now, this romance trope is more common in young adult romance novels, particularly because they portray love in its innocence rather than its maturity. These stories involve two characters who have known each other since they were young and have developed a meaningful friendship. But what if that friendship turns into something more? Novels that implement this trope frequently express the confusion, turmoil, and satisfaction of first love. These stories make the characters confront a difficult reality, that their love can ruin what once was a sincere friendship. On the other hand, love is something worth risking everything to achieve. You might be wondering why I'm in my closet right now. It's because the next trope is forced proximity. This popular romance trope is always juicy to read. Think about two characters who've had feelings developing for a while, but something is making them resist. Maybe it's self-preservation, insecurity, or just nerves. Regardless, two lovers spend so much time denying their love until suddenly they find themselves alone in a small room. Maybe they're first to arrive at a small gathering, or maybe they're in a car that breaks down, leaving them alone for hours waiting for help to arrive. Maybe they're in a closet. However it plays out, forced proximity shows that sometimes close physical proximity breaks down the walls that prevented passion for far too long. And last but certainly not least, there's meet cute. This trope is possibly the most popular in romance literature, despite being the least specific. Essentially, it's the iconic moment when two lovers meet. As the name hints, it should be cute. So what does that mean? A cliche example would be dropping your textbooks and eyes meeting as the handsome crush picks them up. However, this moment doesn't have to be cute and charming. It could be embarrassing too. Think about a Hollywood example from the show Zoe 101. Zoe first sees Chase and then proceeds to walk right into a flagpole. What matters in this trope is that it is memorable and endearing in its own way. Now that I've gone over some of my favorite romance tropes, let's talk about how you can implement them into your story as a writer. First, bring a fresh perspective. After all, authors have been using these tropes for hundreds of years, yet they remain relevant and interesting. But you must bring something creative and new. You can do this with an unconventional setting. Think about a space romance, aliens in love. Also, you should always end with optimism. There are two fundamental aspects of a romance novel. First, it chronicles a romantic relationship between two or more characters. Second, it builds to an optimistic conclusion. Whether the lovers end up together or not, the story must end with joy and a belief in love. Tragedy and sorrow certainly are important to many romance novels, but they cannot consume the final message. Your ending should always, always, always leave readers feeling warm and satisfied. You can also modernize your romance trope. Listen, romance tropes are imperfect. Historically, misogyny has plagued many of them. But you can be a part of the new movement of writers who challenge antiquated beliefs and stereotypes with progressive stories. You can do this by empowering women protagonists and celebrating diversity. When you self-publish, you have complete control over your story. This creative freedom offers endless opportunities for you to implement established tropes in new ways that excite readers. If you're still writing or just considering writing, remember the advice from this video. Get creative, challenge the status quo, and always come from a place of love. Thank you so much for watching. Now it's time for me to get back to reading and for you to get back to writing. Please remember to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with all of our content to help you throughout the entire writing and publishing process. We'll see you next time.